Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, I'm going to be going through every season of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous minus Hidden Adventure and ranking them from worst to best. I'm not going to go through every single episode individually, or else we'll be here all day. I'm just going to focus on the seasons themselves. Now, saying that, none of the seasons are bad. It's just that I don't enjoy some seasons as much as I do others. With that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let's begin the video. Season 4, in my opinion, is my least favorite season, due to the fact that the idea of robots and mind control feels out of place for something Jurassic related. In this season, the Nublar 6 are no longer on Nublar, but now they're on a different island owned by a company called Manticorp, which the first 3 seasons were leading up to. The season finale ended with a cliffhanger that revealed the man behind all of Manticorp's doings. The man is none other than Kenji's dad, Daniel Kahn. There were some good things in this season, like the introduction of the Smilodon and Kentrosaurus, along with the return of Dilophosaurus and Spinosaurus. And let's not forget the adorable Spinoceratops. The Brads, on the other hand, just felt out of place here. It felt more like I was watching Star Wars rather than Jurassic Park/World. Another problem I have with this season is the fact that Brooklyn ends up with Kenji. I'm sorry, but they don't work at all as a couple. I feel like Darius would have been a better fit for Brooklyn due to the chemistry that they share. But the biggest problem I have with Season 4 is that sometimes the plot can be a little hectic and complicated to follow. Apart from that, it's still a good season, but it's definitely the weakest in the series. Season 5 is an improvement over its predecessor, but that's not saying much. The season picks up right where the previous left off, with Daniel Kahn taking the kids to his hotel so they can stay there while he calls for help. While Kenji tries to bond with his father, Brooklyn can't help but think Daniel isn't who he says he is, so she, along with the rest of the 6, try to uncover the truth behind Manticorp. Dinosaur-wise, this season doesn't really add anything new apart from the addition of Nothosaurus. The appearances of the Brads are also toned down, which I love. My favorite part of this season had to be the climax, which was the war between the mind-controlled dinosaurs and the ones that weren't mind-controlled. In this case, it was Pierce, the Eaties, and the Raptors versus Toro, Limbo, and the Spinosaurus. We also get the T-Rex v Spino rematch that we've been wanting for so long. Kind of. Most people weren't really too happy with this rematch because when they fought, the Spinosaurus was mind-controlled, and when it eventually snapped out of it, it was more confused than anything. The season ends with the Nublar 6 leaving the island and finally reuniting with their families. As for Daniel, he ends up in police custody after trying to escape and is arrested, making him the only human villain in the history of the Jurassic franchise to not die in the end. It's an overall great send-off to the series, and if they ever do decide to make a Season 6, they better come up with a good idea for the story. It's really hard to judge the first season of any show, because the other seasons wouldn't be here without it. Season 1 is a good start, but it's not my favorite season, mainly because it takes place during the events of Jurassic World. If I wanted to watch the Indominus Rex wreak havoc on the people and dinosaurs of Jurassic World, I would watch the 2015 film. Saying that though, most of the season isn't the Indominus. Instead, the villain of this movie is a male Carnotaurus named Toro, who antagonizes the Nublar 6 throughout the season. This is also the season where Bumpy the Ankylosaurus is introduced, and honestly she's one of my favorite dinosaurs in the entire franchise, for the fact that she's basically the Jurassic World equivalent of Baby Yoda. The season also ends up with the supposed death of Ben, which left us in suspense over what might happen next. Overall, it's a good start to the series, and I still enjoyed watching it. Season 2 is a huge improvement over Season 1. The story is more suspenseful, the characters are more likable, and there are more dinosaurs. This time, the campers are chased by a trio of baryonyx, Grim, Limbo, and Chaos. It also turns out that Ben survived and is accompanied by a now fully grown Bumpy. There's also a couple that meets up with the kids, but it turns out they're poachers, and they're trying to hunt down the dinosaurs. You also see Rexy a lot more in this season, seeing how you didn't see her at all in the last season. My favorite scene was when Ben and Bumpy fought Toro head-on. That was pretty awesome. It was also really sad when the poachers killed Grim. I kinda cried because I don't think a human has ever killed a dinosaur in the franchise before. They both get their comeuppance in the end, though, with one getting killed by Rexy and the other by the other two baryonyx. Now that I think about it, though, the rest of the trio would end up going through a lot later on in the show, with Limbo getting killed by Big Edie in Season 5, meaning Chaos is the only living member of the trio, unless she was one of the unlucky ones that didn't survive Mount Saibo. I'm getting off topic, though. Overall, Season 2 is one of the better seasons of the show, but there's still one more above it, and that is... Okay, we all saw this one coming, but Season 3 is without a doubt the best season in the show. It's much darker in tone than the rest of the seasons, with the introduction to probably one of the most terrifying dinosaur villains to ever come out of the franchise, the Scorpius Rex, which was teased at the end of the last season. This creature is by far one of my favorite dinosaurs in the franchise due to how unique and strange it looks. Okay, it kinda looks like the Indoraptor from Fallen Kingdom, but it's different enough to be separated from it. What makes this hybrid different from the Indoraptor and even the Indominus Rex is that there's two of these things the campers have to survive. This season also introduces the Monolophosaurus and Oranosaurus to the franchise, which are both very welcome additions. The main problem I have with this is how they reused Blue to defeat the Scorpius Rex. It was nice to see more screen time with Blue, don't get me wrong, but they already used her for the Indoraptor. So you're telling me that the Scorpius Rex can bring down a fully grown Brachiosaurus within a matter of seconds, but a single raptor is too much for it? You could argue that the Scorpius Rex was distracted by the other Scorpius Rex, but still, overall this season was definitely peak, and is without a doubt my favorite season in the show. I just wish the next two seasons would have followed suit. But what do you guys think? What's your favorite season? How would you rank the seasons? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.